Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and it's time for our weekend recap. It's the time of the week when we talk about the people, the places, the events, the local businesses, and things like that that we interacted with over the course of this past week. And I just realized that that yellow hat does not really go with the red shirt. But no one has ever accused me of being a fashion icon before either. So I guess there's that. Anyway, hey, let's jump right into and talk about what we did. I kind of spilled some stuff on my desk like 2 minutes ago, and so just did the barest amount of wiping it up just to make so that I wouldn't be late for this. So yeah, if you see me fidgeting a little extra tonight, that's the reason why. So, but anyway, it was another weekend and another opportunity to go visit the Paragould Farmers Market. This is kind of the thing that we do for the entire market season. We'll be there most every week. We may sneak out once or twice, but we'll be there most weekends, and it's really cool to see all of the different vendors that are there and see the different products that they're bringing in and the different things that are available. And it can be a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie, there is work involved, but it can be a lot of fun. This weekend was this past weekend was a little different. It was a lot more subdued than the previous weekend. Market opening weekend was crazy busy, uh, and this weekend was there was decent traffic, but it wasn't as busy as it was um, opening weekend. I really feel like a big part of that is because um, it rained, and I know there were several vendors who weren't there because, well, I take that back. I don't know. There were several vendors that had RSVP'd and said that they were going to be there, and then for whatever reason, they were not there on Saturday. Where we were expecting 85 or so vendors to be there on Saturday. I really think the final count was closer to about 65. Um, and really I don't, like I said, I didn't talk to any of them, so I don't know. I can just assume that probably their reasoning was because of the rain. They weren't going to have a good location, a good place to. All right. So apparently the yellow hat bothered somebody else other than me, or more than me. It bothered her enough to fix it. I was just going to make you suffer. Um, but anyway, yeah. So it. I can only assume that the reason why um, is that was because of rain, but I don't actually know that for a fact. But we still had a good time, and like I said, it wasn't as busy as it had been the previous week, and I actually got a chance to roam around just a little bit. So um, what did I just do? Oh, hmm, okay. Well, let's leave that open. So first thing we did, got there and we got the Steel and Stitches booth all set up, and we got everything kind of spread out, looking the way that we wanted it to do, and got that all lined out and all looking happy and stuff. And then in the middle of the morning, or well, I say in the middle of the morning, it was, well, yeah, it probably was around the middle of the morning. It was probably around 10 o'clock or so. But actually, yes, I did have a chance to sneak out to Shadrack's for a little while. Oh, well, hey, thank you very much. Yes, today is my birthday, and yeah, it's been an interesting day. I went to work for my birthday. That was, but it wasn't a bad day. So yeah, it's just been a busy day, and we continue. But thank you very much for the birthday wishes. But yeah, we went to Shadrack's, grabbed some revivers and some coffee to make it through the rest of the morning. And then after I got back from Shadrack's, I got a chance to wander around a little bit. While we were setting up, Collective Creations came over and stopped and visited for a little while, and it was good to see them and talk to them. I appreciated the encouragement and the conversation that we had. That was very much appreciated. It really was. And yeah, Collective Creations is it's a different kind of vendor. It's very unique in what they do. Um, uh, because Collective Creations or Collective Creations on the Go is they have a brick and mortar storefront, and it's a space for local vendors to showcase and sell their wares. And then what they do is they take a sampling of the products that they have in their storefront, and they bring those to the market to kind of, you know, as an extra draw, as an extra way to generate sales for the vendors that they have in their store. So, and yeah, they can go around to different places and do this, and it just kind of helps. It helps out. Their artisans in their store. But yeah, I talked to them for a little while. Pollard's Farm and Homestead was there. I got to visit with them for a little bit. Not a super lot, because there still was a lot going on, and I couldn't stop at any one place for very long. But I did stop and visit with them for a little bit. And if you happen to catch Thursday's show, Pollard Farms was had a teaser picture where they had a new flavor, a new something that they were coming up with, and they had a whole bunch of jars, but none of the jars were labeled, and it was captioned with, guess what the new flavor is. Well, I found out what the new flavor was at the market, and the new flavor was blueberry jalapeno jam. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm curious, and I may have to see if they're going to have some of that in samples or something. Either that, or I'm going to have to get me a jar. But one way or the other, I will try it. It will happen. Alhambra Orchard and Apiary was there. I always say that, and I'm pretty sure I put an extra A in there. I don't think there's not an A after the L. It's Alhambra, and I think I often say Alhambra. I'm not really sure why, but Alhambra Orchard and Apiary was there. Visited with them for a little while, talked to them about their bees. They've been having a very good year with their bees, and actually they have bees for sale. They have some hive. Excuse me. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. My sinuses have been driving me crazy. I woke up in the middle of the night with so much sinus drainage that I really almost got up and flushed my sinuses just to see if I could get some relief. Yeah, it was a rough night last night. So I apologize for yawning. But Alhambra Orchard and Aviary has some nucs. They have some hives that have split that they have available. If you would be interested in having your own beehive, they can get you set up. They can get you all started with everything that you need. Lucky 7 Lemonade was there, and this week we went and got some blackberry water instead of strawberry water because they happened to run out of the strawberry. So I had a blackberry water and a blueberry lemonade is I think what I had. Embracing Wood was back again this week, and we picked up, I never know how to turn this so that it doesn't show as much of the, I just don't think there's any way I can avoid it. But anyway, yeah, we picked up an eclipse ornament from Embracing Wood. That's actually something that my sister had ordered. She wanted that for her Christmas tree this winter, and So yeah, so she ordered it, and since we were going to be there, we just we picked it up for her, and now I just have to remember to get it to her. Yeah, Nux. Yes. What did I call them? I thought I called them Nux. That's what I meant to call them anyway. The split hives. That's what they call those. Are Nux. IR Sweets was there, and we got more of those cinnamon sugar roasted pecans and all their yumminess. Something Sweet was there. Surprisingly, there's a little bit of this left, but we got a keto brownie from Something Sweet. Cool thing about the most of the keto food, most, not all, but most of the keto food is that it is gluten safe for those that can't have gluten in their diet or might be trying to limit gluten in their diet. Most of the keto offerings from Something Sweet are gluten friendly. In addition to being keto friendly, they're gluten friendly as well. Tricky the Balloon Guy and Faces by Blossom were there, and they had I heard several balloons, which isn't usually a super great thing. When I say I heard the balloons, it's usually because somewhere in the building somebody drops a balloon. You drop the balloon pops. I hear the pop. So that's usually not super. Somebody's usually sad when that happens, but yeah, Tricky and Blossom were there, and it was good to see them. Good to see them working and seeing the kids coming around with the face paint and carrying the balloons and stuff. Larry Cup was there, both with his produce stand and with the ice cream truck. They were both there. I spotted several people walking around with the ice cream. I thought about yes, balloons and concrete do not mix. Yeah, I thought about getting some ice cream, um, but at the time I was thinking about it, it wasn't a really good time for me to get away from the booth, so I missed the ice cream. I will partake of the ice cream several times before the summer's over. I am sure of that. Tiny Green Farm was there. Talked to them for a little bit, and they had a pretty good weekend. Got to talk with them. They said that yeah, last week they actually sold out. They didn't have as much stuff as they didn't bring as much product as they um, had wanted to last week, but they sold out everything they had. Um, I saw them this Saturday, and they weren't sold out, but they did do a pretty good job of going through most of the inventory they had, so that was good. It's always good to Sam Walton used to say that you don't want to run out of inventory. Oh, back on the Larry's Cup of Cream, root beer floats will be consumed this summer. I'm sure that they will. We need to place an order for June for the greens or for the ice cream. Um, but anyway, yeah, Sam Walton said you don't want to sell out of everything. Oh, for the greens. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Remind me, we'll talk about that this weekend. Um, but Sam Walton said that your goal is to have one on hand, um, because if you sell out, then someone doesn't have an opportunity to buy, and if you have extras that are left over, if you have 5 or 6 left over, then that means you had more than what you needed. But if you have one on hand, that means that everyone who was interested had an opportunity to buy, and no one had to be turned away. without being able to purchase that product. So getting really close to running out of inventory is a really good thing. You don't want to run completely out, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is unavoidable. Um, there are. Let's see who's next. Amethyst Aura was there. I want to run down here real quick because I was not able to get a full I wasn't able to get slides for everybody. So um, one of the people that I talked to uh, that I wasn't able to, and I really thought their name was right here near the top, and was one of the flower guys. But yeah, I talked to man, it's killing me that I can't remember his name. And I remember seeing his name when I was looking at this list earlier today. And now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it. Yeah. And just, yeah, that sounds about right. But anyway, yeah, so like Amethyst Store was there. Um, I spotted a 22 Stone Bloom Candle Company. I saw them while they were there. All Things Sourdough, got to talk to them for a little bit. Didn't get anything from them, but I did talk to them. Walked past Boogshed Creations booth, saw them. Brenda's Buckeyes, saw them. They were down at the end. I was tempted, but I didn't buy anything from them. They had several things that looked really, really good, though. I saw Corn Utopia Kettle Corn, and then I saw them briefly. I saw them when they were setting up, and then didn't get a chance to get by there later on. I saw Dwarf on the Rocks. I think we got a slide for them. H&H Produce were there. And I still can't find the guy I'm looking for. So, but yeah, like I said, yeah, Dwarf on the Rocks was there. I stopped by and talked to them for a little bit, and they had some of their handmade goat milk soap there. Red Oak Candy Company was there, and I actually got I spotted this, and I don't have a picture of it, and it's already gone, so I can't get you a picture of it. But Red Oak Candy Company had a candy coated pickle. So yes, I had. They might as well have just had like a neon sign with my name pointing to this thing, because when I walked by and I saw it's a pickle, I was gonna buy it. And it was just not really a question. It was just I'm gonna get it. So yeah, I did. I got their candy coated pickle, and yeah, that was it was interesting. I'd eat another one. I was able to find some salsa. So this is 2024 is the search for salsa, and I was able to find some salsa. Actually found not one, not two, but three different kinds of salsa this weekend. And one of those was Arkansas, which claims to be the finest salsa west of the river. And I talked to these. I talked to the guys. There's I'm assuming husband and wife. There's a man and woman there who were making that, and yeah, that's the guy whose name I can't find. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, Arkansas. That was one of the salsas, and then Salsa Rama was another one, Interesting thing I found out about Salsa is that if you go to Lemonade House Grill, that's the salsa that you get. She art Salsa makes the salsa for Lemonade House Grill, and then the third salsa, which has the tiny label on the top with all the standard disclaimer stuff on it, but it doesn't have a nice pretty label on it. But it's okay. That's fine. That happens sometimes. This one came from Flatland Farm Company. So I have three different salsas, which means that today's Tuesday. So it means there's 3 days left in their week: Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if I can go to Walmart and I can get 3 bags of chips, then I can have salsa for lunch for the next 3 days. That's probably not going to happen. It could happen, but it's probably not going to happen. Not all 3 days. I will probably take a jar of salsa to work with me tomorrow. Whether or not it's completely my lunch or just a component of my lunch, it remains to be seen. But yeah. Well, yeah, there was salsa. A couple of honorable mentions. Places that we wanted to go, but we didn't make it to this past weekend is I was really hoping that I get a chance to get out and go to Juniper Tree Meadery. I saw that they had posted on Facebook last week that they had a new IPA. And I'm a big fan of IPAs, and I wanted to try theirs. I wanted to see what a collaboration between a master mead maker and a brewmaster was going to be like. So I was very, very curious to find out what that was going to be like. So, and I really hoped we were going to be able to get out there, but the weekend just worked out that wasn't going to be one of the things that was going to be possible. One of the other things is I know this is going to come as a surprise and a shock, and because it did to us as well, is that we didn't make it to Unraveled, and here's the reason why: is because we were so exhausted when we closed the market down Saturday, and we were just tired, and so we're like, this is Stitching night at Unraveled. So they're going to be open until 7 o'clock tonight, and it's only 1 o'clock now. So our plan was to go home and rest for a few hours to cool off, to get something to eat and just relax for a little bit, and then we figured we could come back and we could visit Unraveled in the evening. But then those plans changed, not for the worse. If anything, changed for the better. And I think Petra would agree that we didn't go to Unraveled because we ended up getting to spend the evening with the grandkids. So the grandkids came over to visit, and we got to spend 3-4 hours with the grandkids Saturday afternoon / evening, and had a lot of fun. We did some experiments. We found out that chlorophyll, which is what makes grass green, makes the green component in plants. Chlorophyll, when under an ultraviolet light, it glows red. Didn't know that, but we found that out, and we also did some other stuff, and we played outside, and we power washed some stuff, and we did a lot of different stuff. Oh yeah, and we ate pizza. So yeah, we ordered pizza from Casey's and got to eat pizza. And then but it was a good afternoon. Enjoyed the afternoon and the evening and the time with family. And unfortunately, that meant that we didn't get to sneak out to Unraveled, but I'm reasonably certain that we'll make up for it probably in the very near future. Well, let's see. Let me run through this list and see. Let's see who did I miss. I need wait. I have notes because I just remembered something that I forgot. There are a few people that, yes, um, H&H Produce. We got radishes from H&H Produce. And Holly Grove Farms. We got some green onions. We got carrots. We got romaine lettuce from them. So cool thing about H&H is they had a couple of different types of radishes there, and they let me be their guinea pig. Um, they have had some of your traditional, what you're used to seeing as red radishes, and then they had some bunches that were mixed radishes, where they had some were purple and some were white and some were golden. And so yeah, I got to get one of the mixed bunches of radishes and get to try those. And it's really cool because you taste them and you know it's a radish, because it tastes like a radish. But each one of the different ones, they do have slightly different flavor profiles to them. So it was cool. It was really I enjoyed them. I enjoy food. So the uh, the carrots that we got from Holly Grove were also multicolored carrots. So we had some purple carrots and we had some yellow carrots, in addition to a couple of orange carrots. So yeah, just all sorts of interesting, neat stuff at the market. So um, Finch Forge was there. I saw them. Um, Huffman Family Farms was there. Hydro House was there. I was right. That is a hydroponically grown um, produce. They had a lot of romaine lettuce there this week. Um, there was trying to, and again, I know I'm missing somebody. I know I'm missing people. I'm sure of it. Sarcastic Dragon Apothecary was there. I remember seeing them. Sugar less indulgence. This is really interesting. So I spent a little time. So here's the thing: is like as I was walking around, there were several places that had samples, and I'm walking by and I'm looking there and I'm like, hey, do you want to try a sample? And I'm like, well, if you insist, I mean, if you want me to sample your stuff, it would be almost rude of me to say no, right? So I gotta try it. You're offering, I gotta try it. And one of those places was um, Sugar Less Indulgence. And she was telling me a little story about how she started this, and um, without giving away too many details, it was a member of the family was diagnosed as being insulin resistant, so that caused some radical changes in their diet and their behavior and their eating habits and things like that. So as a result of this, she started looking into ways that you could still get those things, the all of the yummy goodness, the things you would normally think of as being very sugar laden um, things, cookies and cakes and stuff like that. And she was looking for ways to make those, except make them without without sugar or without as much sugar and stuff. So that's where she has started, and that's what was the impetus for her to create this thing. And now she has several different varieties. And of course, I asked the question if she had anything that was gluten free, and she said no, that she hadn't. Um, Lost Creek Flowers. That's the name of the flower guy that I talked to that ran out of flowers. Yeah, managed to completely miss him. But thank you. Um, but yeah, so that's how she got that impetus to get the sugar free stuff. And I asked her if she had gluten free stuff, and she's like, no, she hadn't gotten that far into it yet. But she trying to master one thing before she adds another component, and I can fully appreciate that because um, every baker that I've talked to says that Gluten-free baking is a challenge. It's an entirely different animal, and it definitely requires a very specific mindset when you're getting into that. So it's nothing against her. It's just not the thing that she's doing. Do what you do and do it well, and serve the people that you serve doing that, and don't worry about everybody else. And then one last thing, though, in the Kaylin's Cookie Cabin with chocolate chip cookies that are like everything friendly. They are allergen and vegan friendly chocolate chip cookies. And they are made without, I think they're made with like magical fairy dust or something, because they taste delicious. Um, and they're just really yummy. So yeah, we were. I think that's a great win. Something I always look out for is for those niche things that like the gluten free things and things that are gluten friendly. I always look out for those when I'm out and about. In addition to the stuff that I want, but I always make sure that I find those, and to be able to find these. And this was a couple of young ladies that were out there doing this, and they came out with some really great recipes and really great stuff. And yeah, super enjoyed that. The cookies were delicious. I'm so there were 6 cookies in this box. So 6 cookies for $6, and they're gluten free. That's a great deal. There were 6 cookies in that box when it was purchased on Saturday. There is a cookie and a half left. That's how many's left. And then, oh yes, that's right. And I wouldn't want to forget about this. On Sunday, we had a birthday party, and Confections by Christy supplied us with gluten-free cupcakes for the birthday party, and I appreciate her doing that. Those were absolutely delicious and amazing. Oh, and the only reason why I have any left is because I found lots of gluten-free desserts this weekend, and I found other stuff too. I found stuff for me in addition to the gluten-free stuff. So I'm gonna have to go. That reminds me, I'm gonna have to go argue with Christy about those gluten-free cupcakes, because she forgot to. Oh, let me show you a picture of these. Hang on one second. Let me pull this up. These are the cupcakes that came from Confections by Christy. These were chocolate cupcakes with a buttercream frosting on the top, and those are and the frosting is done like a rose. That's why you can see the little green petals, the leaves, and then a buttercream rose. And this is actually an edible butterfly that's here on the top. So those were very delicious, and I forgot to pay her for those, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go take care of that. Yeah, but yeah, that was our weekend. It was a really exciting weekend. We got to go see a lot of people and do a lot of stuff. Looking forward to going back again to the farmers market again this weekend and seeing all the vendors that are going to be there. We'll talk about that some more on Thursday. We'll kind of mentioned some of the vendors that are going to be there at the market this coming weekend. And oh yeah, she also made Heath cupcakes, but those are all gone too. Yeah, it was a dozen of each, and yeah, there's only 2 or 3 cupcakes left. And but yeah, very delicious. Super thanks for that. They were amazing. And anyway, we had a great weekend. Had a great time, and got to see friends, got to see family, got to interact and visit with a whole lot of people, and really excited and looking forward to seeing what this next weekend's going to come up look like. So tune in on Thursday. We'll talk more about what's coming up this weekend. Until then, you guys take care of yourselves, and we will talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.